thought it would be really helpful just to jump on and talk through the workshop. Hopefully you've seen a lot of the bits and pieces we've been putting out there. We're trying to give as much information but not overwhelm everybody, and just like talk through our plans for the day. This is something that we have been working on very much together. So this is a real joint project. Yeah, and to let everybody know a little bit more about what to expect from the day. So for those of you that don't know, that are joining from Kirsten's side of things, so I'm Steph Baker and I run Steph Baker Marketing. I'm a digital marketing consultant. I work with clients in lots of different ways. I work on projects. I work with a very small number on an ongoing basis. And I also provide training services as well. I have particular areas of specialism and interest in strategy, SEO, a lot to do with numbers. I am a data nerd and I do love a spreadsheet. I will let Kirsten tell you a little bit more about herself.
Yeah. So hi, for those of you that don't know me that might be on Steph's side, my name's Kirsten Ray from Ray & Co Creative, and we've recently just rebranded. We were previously Sunset Design Studio, if you have heard of those. But yeah, so my background is in kind of marketing and design. So I've spent the last 15 years working with marketing teams and creative agencies and working in-house and obviously for ourselves, working with businesses on their branding and their brand strategy, on any of their graphic design, communication needs, anything from like brochures to roller banners, yeah, anything graphical. We feel really passionate about making sure your branding is communicated well to your audience, basically. So yeah, that's us. And particular passion of mine, hence the workshop, is kind of brand strategy and things as well, just ensuring your products and services are kind of targeting the right audience and working alongside your marketing plan. So yeah, that's me.
And I think that, you know, when Kirsten and I first had the idea of doing something together, so we work together quite a lot on a few projects. I've been fortunate enough to work with Kirsten, and her designs are just always amazing and blow you away. So we kind of felt like our skill set was really nicely aligned to kind of put together this day. But what was really, really important to us was a couple of things. One thing being that, you know, to spend a day out of your business, out of your day job, to come and spend that with us, you know, that's a big investment. Obviously there's a cost, but more in the time as much as anything. So we wanted to be really clear, like what people were going to get out of the day and why it was worthwhile coming. And that actually it wasn't just, you know, whilst hypothetical, theoretical thinking is great and necessary, but it would be really hands-on, really practical, so that people would finish the day armed with the confidence to kind of carry on with what they're doing. So yeah, we'll kind of break that down a little bit more and talk to you a little bit more about the workshop. Kirsten, would you like to introduce what we've called it, and a little bit about where we're doing it and that kind of stuff?
No worries. So we've named the workshop Master Plan and Master Brand, because in theory you're going to come away from that day with a great master plan and ideas and direction for your master brand going forward. And the date is the 26th of March, and we have chosen to run the workshop at Hurd in Langport, which is a really lovely and a unique setting if you haven't been there already. But yeah, it's a lovely learning environment. They've got a really nice learning space and room, and also, yeah, the interiors and the land around it is just beautiful. And they do an amazing lunch as well. So yeah, we'll be in really good hands there, and it'll fit our little group nicely, and hopefully it'll be really good space for us all, yeah, to learn basically.
Definitely. And I think, you know, if you've not been there, the house and the grounds, as Kirsten says, are beautiful. So sometimes when your brain's just rattling through with ideas, you just need to you just need to wander off and just let it all marinate. You know, it's the perfect setting from that. So the format of the day, it's a 9:30 start. So we've tried to account for like school runs and drop-offs and all of that kind of stuff. So it's 9:30 start. We're keeping the group purposefully small, because what we also want to be able to offer as we work through each section of the day is plenty of our direct time. So if different businesses want to kind of sit and chat something through with me on the strategy side, or creatively with Kirsten, it's not going to be a room packed full of 20 people. There will be lots and lots of one-on time, and also time for businesses to kind of brainstorm together if they want to, don't have to. We've split the day into 4 sections, which we will talk to you a little bit about each one in just a moment. And there's going to be a workbook that we are putting together at the moment. So you will come for the day, we will guide you through the workbook. And we've planned it, so we're going to start very much, who are you, what do you do, why do you do it, what are your USPs? And as the day goes on, we're going to hone down and down and down and down, so that by the time we finish about 3:30, 4 o'clock, everything is just going to seem so obvious. This is what I need to say, this is how I need to say it, this is where I need to say it, and these are the creators I need to make. It will just, and in making it that obvious for you, that is going to be such a time saver for businesses rolling it out. So I'll lead some sessions, Kirsten will lead some, lots of time for discussion, and a really delicious lunch as well, which is very, very important. So the first session will be about your marketing messaging. I will be sort of heading up that one, and what we'll be looking at, as I've sort of mentioned it already, we will be looking at what is it that you do. Now, there are some businesses that have booked on already, and I'm really excited because there's a really great mix. There are some that I know work B2B, B2C. There are some that are predominantly B2C. There are some that sell their own products. They're also a reseller for other brands. So for some businesses, like for me, it's really straightforward what I sell. I essentially sell myself. I sell my services. I sell my time. But for others, it's a bit more complex. So we can break that down into what is it that you actually offer and sell people. Why is that different? Because, we talk about USPs a lot, but actually why you're different, why you're unique, why people should come to you for products or services is so often overlooked. And actually in talking, I'm confident that we are going to find some real gems that probably will be obvious to us, but might not be obvious to you because you're in it day to day. So we'll be really kind of crafting that messaging, why it's important and how that's going to work for your business. And then we will pass over to Kirsten.
And also going from what Steph just said, with this day, you're getting 2 experts. Usually you go to workshops and you get access to one, but we, like Steph said, we both feel really passionate about kind of spending that one-on-one time with you. So when you are filling in your workbooks and things, you've got some real key pointers to move your marketing and your branding forward. But the second thing we'll be moving on to is kind of like a brand asset evaluation. So we'll look at, what is your business putting out there creatively currently? Is it adverts and posters, or social media content that you've been doing exactly the same for 3 or 4 years? Is it targeting the right audience? Is it still up to date? Has your audience evolved? Is it still talking directly to them and resonating with your audience effectively? We can look at maybe how we can move these pieces of communication forward, and also ultimately whatever you are sending out needs to be consistent on all your marketing channels. So once kind of Steph's gone through your messaging and things, how do we creatively input that effectively onto all your marketing channels, basically? So yeah.
It's going to be great. I said to Kirsten, I'm going to sit there quietly and do this in my own brand while she's going through it. So that's going to be amazing. Then we're going to break for lunch. We are probably we've allowed a good amount of time for lunch, because I think actually after that morning session, everyone's going to just need a little bit of breathing space. Hopefully it will be nice weather like it is today. Relax, recharge. And then we're going to come back in the afternoon and we're going to be looking at marketing channels. So this is where we are going to be diving down. So at this point, we've nailed your messaging. We've nailed what it is you need to be saying. and Kirsten will have like started that process of going through, is that what you're saying? And is that how you're representing yourself? And, you know, how do we move that forward? Then we're going to be looking at where do we need to be saying it. And that's going to be, you know, I'm designing that section to be really, really hands-on, not because this is not a student-led, you know, kind of, or sort of designed for students, or this is how we put together a marketing strategy. This is, what are your short-term goals? What are your medium-term goals? Okay, right. So if you want to get loads of inquiries really quickly, these are probably the channels you need to be looking at. Okay, fine. No, you're happy with where you are in the short term, but we're looking at the sort of medium to longer term. Okay, so we're building brand awareness. Now, these are the channels we need to be looking at. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the same for everybody, and there'll be lots of discussion about why different businesses need to use different channels. But the idea is it will be very tailored to your business. And again, we'll still be in the workbook, confusing myself. We'll still be using that workbook so that you've got a record of this as we've gone through the day. So at the end of the session, you will be confident in what it is you want your marketing to do in the short and long term, and what kind of channels you need to be utilizing with the messaging that we've already nailed earlier in the day to kind of drive that forward. Then I will pipe down again, and we will hand back over to Kirsten for the final creative segment.
Yeah, so we'll be then looking at where you are marketing, etc., and look at some practical tips and some strategies that we can roll out within your business to make like creating assets simpler, more time efficient, because obviously trying to create lots of content for lots of different channels, etc., can be really time consuming, and then it gets messy and then it's kind of not good enough for your audience. So how can we you know, make it more time efficient for you as a business owner or for your team to ensure that your branding is really on point and really consistent and as good as it should be? Like, you need to be really proud of what you're putting out there to your audience, and every single piece that comes out of your door needs to be excellent. So we just need to look at some ways, tips and strategies of how we can do that. But another thing I forgot to mention in the brand asset evaluation from earlier in the day, if you can bring laptops or iPads or whatever, I'm going to go for an exercise where we put together a mood board of where you want your brand to be, or things that inspire you, or, you know, competitors. Obviously you don't want to copy your competitors, but it's good to see what's going on around you so that you can ensure that yours is better, or, you know, it just needs to be really on point. So we'll put together a mood board, and then this will help you going forward, because you'll have that to look at and ensuring that you're always abiding by where you want to be, basically.
So, and I think, you know, as I mentioned earlier, we really wanted the day to add value, and, you know, we are very much viewing this as by taking a day out of your business, out of your day job, and coming and spending it with us, you are going to leave with so much clarity and so much direction in what you need to do, how you need to do it, what you're going to say and where you're going to put it, that it is going to save you so much time in the long run. Which I think, in talking to, you know, we both talk to lots of business owners when we're doing our work in our own businesses and when we're out chatting to people, and time and resource and knowledge and skill set, it's just the things that come up time and time again. So this day has been specifically designed to kind of take away all those pain points, because as Kirsten said earlier, you've got both of us in the room all day. You've got a day where you're just focusing on this, and I'm really excited to deliver it, and I think it's going to be a lot to sort of to help businesses. Have I missed anything, Kirsten? I'm looking at my notes here, trying to read and talk at the same time.
And like, end of the day or whenever, there will be like question and answers opportunity, so, you know, make the most of us on that day. We can talk through like Steph said, pain points, or, you know, anything that regarding any of these points in your marketing and your branding. We can get all these things nailed into your workbook. So keep an eye on our pages for any updates and things. And yeah, it'll be great. I'm really excited, and we're both really excited about delivering something that's going to be really useful and valuable to your business.
Yeah. So we have it's running Tuesday the 26th of March at Hurd's Hill in Langport. As we say, limited spaces to allow lots and lots of personalised time. If you book by the 8th of March, 8th of March,
Yeah.
8th of March, I'm going outside, isn't it? If you book by the 8th of March, we have an early bird discount. So that's automatically applied on the Eventbrite page. You don't have to worry about codes and stuff like that. So as long as you book before the 8th of March, by the 8th of March, then you actually get £40 off the day. So even better. And also does secure your place because we have got 3 people booked on already. So they are starting to go.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you need any more information, like we might not have covered absolutely everything today, but there's lots of info on the Eventbrite page. So we'll put a link on here at some point, or on stories, and they're on our bio. So yeah, it should be really easily bookable. If you've got any questions that you want to ask ahead of the workshop as well, then please go ahead. Feel free to send them through to us both, and we can help.
Yeah, anything you think of, because we've tried to think of the questions that people might ask and kind of talk about the day, but there's always something. And if you're not sure, if you just think, well, I don't know, is this is where I am, I'm a startup, I don't know, if you're not sure if it's going to add value, then ask us. And if we don't think it will, we will be honest with you. So, just drop either of us a message. We're always happy to have a chat. So
Yeah.
I don't think of anything else that I haven't waffled on about that we need to cover.
I feel like this day is really important. Like it's something that you should do with your businesses on a yearly, 6 monthly, quarterly basis. It's just critiquing where you are and where you've probably all got certain strategies in place, but just making sure you are going down the right path, and critiquing where your marketing is and your branding and stuff. So it's a really important exercise you really need to be doing on a regular basis. So we can help you start all this and get it in motion. And we're really looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, perfect.